Welcome back to the Creative Rise podcast. We're so glad you're here for this special episode with Victoria May from Ontario, Canada. She is living proof that the money in personal brand photography is not in how beautiful your photos are or how cool your content is, but in the strategy of what you produce before the shoot even happens with your clients. So this episode is going to blow you away with Victoria. She talks about how she built up 10K months, the lows that can happen even in your best years, and so much more. You are going to love this episode. Victoria is awesome.
Yes, we love Victoria. And guys, we got some super exciting news for you. We are just about to launch the next round of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind. Now, some of you guys have been waiting literally like 6 to 8 months, maybe even more than a year for your shot at getting into the next round of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind. Now, if you're new here, you're going, what the heck is the Mastermind? Why are people waiting to get into this? Well, 6 years ago, we started the Creative Rise Mastermind, and we have taken almost 400 graduates through a 6-week process to help them build a 6-figure business foundation so that they can really run off of that foundation and really see their business grow, because we're focused on the business side. There's 6 pillars that if every business can build and really implement on well, on the business side of their business is going to take off. It is going to grow. And inside of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind, we go week by week and we teach you pillar by pillar and help you actually implement it. Now, here's why people have been waiting. The reason why they've been waiting is because we only run it twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall, and we only take 35 businesses at a time. So every time we do this, last time I think we had like 115 applications, and we only took 35 businesses. So there's been a lot of you guys waiting for the next round of the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind, and it's coming. So here's the date. September 21st is when we actually start. September 7th is when applications go public, where anybody can apply. But if you've been here long enough, you know, and if you're new, I'm about to tell you this, it sells out every single time, and the wait list fills up almost the entire mastermind. So if you want one of the 35 limited spots, you've got to get on the wait list. So go to creativerise.com. You're going to see all the information on what we're going to teach you inside of the 6 weeks, what Christy and I are going to actually handhold you through as you implement and build into your business. This is not a course where you just watch something and are assumed to build it out yourself. We are actually going to help you build all of these 6 pillars into your business so that your business is the best year yet. So if you're a photographer, a filmmaker, a social media manager in the brand space or in the wedding space, this is for you, and you need to get one of the 35 spots. So go to creativerise.com. You can get all the information there, and more importantly, you can join the waitlist. Once you get on the waitlist, you're going to get a free sales call course, which you can start implementing right now, which is going to be really cool. And even better, you're going to get early access once we start to drop the early access application for everybody that's on the waitlist for the 6-week Creative Rise Mastermind, round 14. Victoria is actually a grad, which is really cool, hence why her business is growing. She's done a great job of implementing these pillars and building on top of them. So here is our episode of Victoria. You're going to love it. We love it. And yeah, here's Victoria. Victoria.
Hi.
Welcome
to the
Victoria.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to our
Also-
2 special guests.
Also, Bogey, welcome to the show.
Bogey and Victoria.
Yes.
Honestly, Bogey. Then Victoria.
No. We actually had Bogey in his little carrier across the studio,
Little crate
zipped
thing.
up, and all of a sudden we're about to start the podcast and we look over and Bogey has Houdini'd his way out of his carrier, and so now he's on the couch. So
Yeah.
pet-friendly studio.
We love it.
He definitely wants to be a part of the pod. So,
Yeah, he
hey,
does.
welcome to the podcast. We've been wanting to have you on for a while.
This has been a
And
long time
This is
coming.
great because
Awesome.
we don't always get to do in-person interviews
Yeah.
when you live in Canada and we're in the States now. So
I know.
I'm glad we're here, and this is cool. This is a beautiful spot. And
Yes.
you actually shot in this studio like an hour ago.
Literally
for a
an hour
client.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had booked
totally
it
well.
prior to us booking it to
I
do
know.
this.
It's so serendipitous. It was kind of fun because when Christy messaged me, she was like, so yeah, we're going to be at a studio in Cambridge. I was like, which studio exactly at this time? I'm like, you're right after me.
Yeah, literally same exact studio right
so
after
if I go
you.
over a little, like, we're good, right? No.
You're all good.
Exactly.
So, Victoria, we're super excited to have you on the podcast. Talk about your business and just what you've been building, because it's awesome.
Thank you.
But real quick, rapid fire, name, where you're from, and business. How long you been doing it for?
Okay. I feel like those are all complicated questions. So my name is Victoria, but brand name is Victoria May Photography. Where I'm from, so I say that I'm from Barbados. I grew up there, but I live here in Canada now. just north of the GTA in Wasaga Beach.
Sweet.
Yeah, small little town, but most of my
Shout out
clients.
to Mr. Norm's Ice Cream.
Oh, Mr.
Oh
Norm's
my God.
nephew.
We love Mr. Norm's
Best
nephew.
ice
We
cream
really have
ever.
to get a Mr. Norm's like double date
absolutely
on the
do.
books.
Hey,
because
Absolutely.
we should do it the next like 10 days because we will
Yeah.
be going to Norm's at some point. So
Okay.
we'll text you. Yeah.
you
Let's do
message
it.
me,
So-
I will never say no to
You're in
And
Wasaga
that's
Beach.
why you're on the podcast.
Yeah, this is a
Exactly.
guys
Love that.
for everyone listening. This is just an ice cream place that when Christy first came here, because my family, I'm originally from here, from Canada, now live in California with Christy, as you guys all know. But when Christy first came here, my family took us there, and we were like, "This is really good."
You
It's-
literally.
I've never been.
It's the best.
It's
This
so
has
good.
nothing to do with creative business, but it's the best ice cream place ever. You get to pick any type of flavor profile you want.
Anything.
you
Literally, they
want.
have a broccoli onion flavor.
Broccoli
It's tough.
onion, 10
That's
out
tough.
of 10. Don't recommend that one. But they will make an ice cream and it comes out in like a soft serve. It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good.
So
There's
being
nothing
from
like
Wasaga
it.
Beach, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from Wasaga, but you're originally
Oh,
from Barbados,
from
which we'll get
Barbados.
into in a second.
Yep.
And then your business is what, and how long have you been
Yes,
doing it
what
for?
do you do?
Yeah. So I help iconic female brands step up, be confident, and show up online. So, been doing this version of the business. Sort of 2020. I quit my job working full time as a photographer in December 2019, moved up to Wasaga Beach to be with my husband. We bought a place up there. And then the pandemic happened, and everyone's like, you got to pivot. And I'm like, what do you even pivot? There's
Pivot,
nothing.
pivot to what?
Nobody knows me, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. So
Yeah.
2020, technically, but more like a 2022 is
Gotcha.
really when that started being more intentional.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I love
you do
that.
photo and
Yeah.
you do a little bit of like video here and there, like
Yeah, so
UGC
more like
style.
UGC, B-roll,
Yep.
and then now starting to get into some made-for-you content for the clients. So not managing their socials, but providing them with ready to post. Here's
Yeah.
a caption and
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
giving them
audio and
social
everything.
content calendars
Yeah,
and
so
they
they
can just post. Yep.
exactly are really utilizing their
Awesome.
investment.
So
Yeah,
describe your
cool.
ideal client a little bit more. You said like iconic female brands and
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. So just for everyone listening, that's like, that sounds awesome. What is that? Describe like certain types of businesses that you would be working with.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I feel like it's all over the place. But a lot of the female brands that I work with are either service-based or product-based owners. But if a woman is kind of at the helm of it, I'm definitely there to help out, which I love. I love just connecting with them and helping them build out their community, but most importantly, their personal brand and
Yeah.
bringing that to the forefront for them.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
I love that.
Okay. Kill, date, or marry. Canon,
Okay.
Sony, Nikon.
Ooh, okay. I'm so sorry, but I have to kill Canon.
Dagger to the
I know,
heart.
I know. I felt so bad saying it. But my reason
I love
being,
that though. I love that.
I am a Sony girl now, and I would say very much married to Sony.
Okay.
But I started Nikon. Very first camera I shot on, D5100.
Hey, that's the same
Hey,
camera. My first
sure
camera. My first
was.
like DSLR.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
It was my
go.
mom's camera, and
Oh
then
my
I bought
gosh.
the D71, and then moved into the full frames very quickly
Wow.
after. So definitely, like, I dated Nikon
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
you
And
did.
then you
You
broke up
had
with
some
Nikon.
summer fun with Nikon.
And then you
for
broke
a
up with.
long time, like
a long summer.
like 10 years.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
long-term commitment.
Wow.
This is what most people don't understand is that Sony and Nikon are like so similar too.
So
like
similar.
when the last Nikon camera I bought, it was actually a Sony sensor. And
Nice. Yeah.
that was the Z line that I had bought.
Yeah.
And then I met Christy, and Christy was like, "No."
And then I converted to Canon.
Well, we were like,
Although I
we
was-
can't keep
I was
buying
impressed by Nikon.
lenses for different camera systems
Exactly.
and the adapters.
That's
It's just
true,
like,
that's
let's
true.
just merge. So
100%.
I merged my Panasonic and Nikon world into Canon. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
very
cool.
kind of
So
you.
you kill
yeah,
you kill
it was.
Canon.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
You
Kill
kill
Canon.
Canon, you date
dated
Nikon, and you
Nikon.
marry Sony.
I'm married Sony.
Nice.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I love it.
that.
We're going to be talking about a ton of the success you've had, all the really incredible things. Let's normalize you for a second to the people.
Okay.
What's a flop that you've had in your business? What's a fail? What's a thing that was like, gosh, wish that wouldn't have happened?
I mean, I feel like everyone has a million of them. And I definitely gave some thought to this before coming on the the pod, but I think one of my biggest fails that did become a little bit of a win, I'll be transparent of that, was I ran an event last year for the first time called Femme Focus. It was for female entrepreneurs to come in a room, get brand photos, sort of all at the same time, hype each other up, help each other with outfits. It was like a really high vibe, super fun event. The event went really, really well, so that wasn't the flop. The flop was the response to the photos some of the clients received, to which they were so unhappy.
Really?
And my gut, I've never had this happen before. But what I realized in that moment is that they weren't really unhappy with the photo. There was things in themselves that they were really struggling with, and entrepreneurial journeys are really like tumultuous.
Up and
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Right? Up and down, all over the place. And they were just having a really hard time with their season of entrepreneurship. And so getting to come alongside them, walking along with them, kind of giving them that confidence again. And then suddenly they did end up actually loving their photos after some like coaching. Not because
Yeah.
I was like, here, I'm gonna brainwash you into loving your photos, but
Yeah.
we talked through some of those struggles they were
Yeah.
having, and
Yeah.
then they realized, oh, it's actually nothing to do with the photos. These photos are bomb.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was kind of a flop in the moment, because like it was like a week of like, it was 2 clients from the event.
It's tough to
that's
get
like
those messages
dagger.
or emails.
Yes.
It was like, oh, when I first got the message, like I just
Yeah. I hate that.
It was
It's the worst feeling. It's
The
definitely
worst.
the worst feeling. Yeah.
With that, what
Yeah.
do you now do with clients before they come on a shoot
absolutely
to help that not happen as much?
Because this goes for everybody, but especially if you're working with female
Yeah.
like
the
personal brands.
insecurities
Like there's a
can
lot more than
rise
just the
and-
photo.
Yeah.
So much outside of the photo that comes to the table when you're working with female brands. And I think one of the things that I really realized, and I think has been working really well for me, is building the friendship with my clients first.
Yeah.
So that way, you know, in our pre-production meetings, in the questionnaires, in every interaction on DMs, really interacting with all of their content leading up to the shoot too. So by the time we get to the shoot, they feel like they're meeting up with a friend, and I feel like I'm meeting up with a friend.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it really helps lift them out of that, so it doesn't feel this insecurity of being in front of the camera. And I think when you arrive to the shoot feeling better, you keep it really high energy. I make sure that there's like hype music going on.
Yeah.
I make sure that, you know, I'm constantly giving compliments,
Yeah.
fixing all the little details that I know that they're going to be worried about.
Yeah.
We chat really briefly long prior to the shoot so that I can get a feel for if there's like, you know, a side that they like better, or
Yeah.
I don't love my Invisalign or whatever it is. Like, let's make sure that I'm
That's
looking
great.
out for all that
So
stuff.
how does I just want to dive into this for a
Yeah,
second.
totally fair.
What does a pre-production kind of strategy look like for you with these clients? Because yes, I could absolutely imagine, like, if you're shooting women entrepreneurs, like,
Yeah.
they're the only ones in the photo. It's not like it's a family shoot where there's a bunch of other people, and so it's just kind of like they're a part of the people in the photos, but it's like this is all about them,
All
which
about
probably
them.
highlights a lot of insecurity. So what do you do? Like, what are the questions you ask? How do you ask those questions? What does that actually look like in pre-production?
Yeah. So, I mean, I consider my pre-production process beginning the moment they sign on. Like, it's not just in the meeting, it's all of those, like, in the DM conversations where I'm really building that friendship.
Yeah.
Where, like, you know, we touch on those things, but I make sure to not talk about those insecurity things in the like official meetings, because that's when they remember them. So kind of just a little Jedi mind trick, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
And then in the actual like pre-production, I send them a questionnaire. They've already filled out like my inquiry online, which
Yep.
is a little bit more in depth than what the average everyday photographer does. Because
What do you ask in the inquiry form online?
Oh my goodness. To be honest, I stole yours.
Great.
Good.
I love that.
Rip it off and steal
yeah,
it. Yeah.
I think
That's
you
the whole
guys have
point.
that as a free download.
Yeah, it's a
somewhere.
freebie, yeah.
So plug for that.
Yeah, I don't remember the link to that, but I think it's like creatorrise.com query form probably.
Might be.
And I think
link
it's
it
we
in the
just give
show
you we give you a
notes.
couple examples. Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you want that, head over there.
And
Look
then
in the description.
I throw in a few like fun questions, like if there's a song that would represent your brand, like
Oh, that's
what
cute.
would it be?
That's what I was gonna ask. Was say
Yeah.
like you talked about putting on music that like gets people in the
Yeah.
zone, like hype music. What's the one song? If you can give one song for everybody who's like, I want to work with personal brands and meeting up with a stranger in a studio can sometimes be awkward.
Yeah.
Music really helps. So what's one song you feel like works well?
That's so hard, and I think it kind of changes,
Yeah.
like depending on what's hype in the moment. Like the trending audios, like often those will work really well as having songs in your playlist. But genuinely, I don't think I can call it a song, but like any of those like early 2000s songs,
Yeah.
like
Love
the
that.
nostalgia of it gives
Yeah.
a different hype.
Yeah.
And
Brings out a certain type of person inside.
it really does. It really does. So I don't know if there's
That's
a
awesome.
specific song, but that like early 2000s like girl pop
Yes.
vibes,
Amazing.
those are it.
That's
I
awesome.
love it.
That's so cool.
Good. So Victoria, you are you were what round of the mastermind were you in? Was it
10.
round 10? Okay.
Yeah.
You were in round 10.
Yes.
Which is crazy. I feel like it's not even long ago, but it feels long ago.
For sure.
Round 10.
Yeah.
You're also in the grad community. So
Yes.
we've gotten to watch you just continue to build
Yeah.
and flourish, and
Yeah.
you just hit your first ever 10K month. Cash
did.
collected,
Woo!
not projected.
Yes.
Cash collected 10K
Yeah.
month.
Yes.
And the couple months prior to that, you were like
I
so
was
close
inching
every
on
month.
it. Every
so
month.
you've had a bunch of
9.9,
really,
9.9.
really, really
Yeah.
great months.
Yeah.
And so first of all, congratulations
Thank
from
you.
Christy and I.
Thank
We're
you.
super proud of you.
Oh, that
Very
means
cool. Break down what you are selling. Like, what do your offers actually look like? Because I think what a lot of people hear, okay,
Mm-hmm.
she works with female brands. She's hitting 10K months. What the heck is she selling? Because this
Yeah.
chick sounds awesome and we need to know.
Yes.
So what do your offers look like? And give us like some budget ranges on typically what you're selling.
Yeah, for sure. So my packages start in the 1,200 range. The bigger package, which is actually my signature package, is $2,750. That includes 4 hours of shooting, roughly 175 images, and then a minimum of 25 B-roll videos.
Which is really cool. I like
Yeah.
that you do that. Why do you
Yes.
add on B-roll videos? Why do you think that's so valuable to your clients?
Honestly, adding that to that package has really been the thing that drives people to that package. They're like, oh, I get B-roll with this. I think it's the rise of reels and people realizing that they need content beyond photos. Like photos are a great start, and definitely like, elevate with the cover photos, make your website look amazing.
Yeah.
Great for a carousel, even for ads. But having that B-roll that makes them feel like a person, just honestly, it's so needed in personal brands right now, and they very rarely have people that can take it of them.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. I
That's
love
so
that.
good.
What does it actually look like? Because you're a photographer by trade, not a filmmaker.
Correct.
Right? I remember even having conversations with you and a lot of other people inside of the creative arts community where it's like, okay, we hear everybody talking about reels, talking about getting into like shooting some video.
Yeah.
I'm not a video person though. A lot of people say, and that would have been you. You're like, I'm just a photographer. What has
Yeah.
it been like learning to adapt to the world where people really desire video? And what's maybe a tip or two you have, not necessarily on potentially shooing the video, but like, what are you looking for
Yeah, how
in
do you get
video?
more
Because I think a lot of
comfortable
people in the photo space go,
Yeah.
video feels like a totally different beast, which it
100%.
is.
It is.
But I think the biggest thing they get caught up on is like, what am I shooting video of? So like when you're giving 25 or 20 clips
Yeah.
to a client, what are these clips and how can we encourage other people to consider doing it? Because it's a great offer. It's a great addition to your offer.
100%. So there's a few things that you can do. One of them is like the tools that you have to help you with it. So I just use iPhone for the B-roll.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Because iPhone has great quality now, which is amazing. But I have a tripod that is specific for my phone that I can put it up and get like a couple shots of the photo shoot because
Yep.
everyone loves to share,
Yes.
some
BTS,
BTS
yeah.
of the photo shoot. So that's one. And then I have this great little mechanism that slides onto like the hot shoe of your camera, and I can attach the iPhone to
Yeah,
it.
to your camera.
To my
That's
camera,
awesome.
so that I'm remembering, one, to capture it, because you can get so into photo mode when you're not
Yeah.
the video person.
Right.
And so it's right there, and I just try to capture them doing some of the actions. A lot of my shots are action based, whether it's like, hey, okay, we're gonna pretend that you're, and I'm just gonna use the laptop because it's right in front of me, but like tippy typing on your laptop. Okay, do that again, and I'm gonna get it with my phone here.
Clip it, yeah.
Clip it. And then I think the other half of that would be, making sure you're getting some variety. So you're getting, some closer up shots, detail shots, then getting some wider angle shots, movement shots, and some, make sure you're going side to side, in and out, kind of. What would an influencer do? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a really good way
that's
to
a
think
great
about it.
way
Like if
to
they
do
were
it.
an influencer, what shots would they be wanting right now?
Exactly.
It's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so good.
that's awesome. I love that because I think there's a huge shift of photo only people becoming photo and like iPhone content
Yeah.
creator UGC style
Absolutely.
creatives as well, and adding that
100%.
into their
And
packages.
it's not that much harder to add that on, right?
No,
like it's you're already
no,
doing
you
what
just
you're
have to
doing. It's
remember
just-
to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like bring on a little assistant to do it for you. At the shoot or
100%. I
whatever.
actually have now partnered with someone that I do often will bring her on when she's
cool.
available
awesome.
to get the BTS with me as well, because then she can get significantly more. And I use it for myself.
Yeah.
And having someone that's not just for the client, I'm making sure to get client content.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also a little bit for
They're-
us.
Yeah,
Doing
and
both.
then she's making sure that I get the me client,
Yeah.
the me content.
Yeah.
But she gets some of that as well. So it's nice. So there's a little bit of versatility.
Mm-hmm.
But then my content has also skyrocketed, and
Yeah.
leaning into that FOMO content has been game changer.
Yeah,
course.
let's talk
Yeah.
about that. So talk about maybe I'd love to dive into, okay, you've hit
Yeah.
this 10K month,
Yeah.
and then you've had 9, 9, 9, like all leading up to it.
Yeah.
It's not just like a one-off crazy, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. It's like it's happening.
Yes.
So what are you doing differently now that you weren't doing before, right? When you were maybe at a time, if you think back of like when it felt more like, it's like not working and I'm trying hard, but it's not working. What do you feel like are some of the differences that you're doing now compared to then?
Yeah, absolutely. One is last year starting networking, like really intentionally networking, getting in the right rooms with the businesses that are really looking to be in an expansive stage where they want to grow, they want to invest in themselves in this way. They're not just playing it small, like they want to play it big too.
Yeah.
And so that networking has changed the game, but it is the long game. Because if you're networking and you're networking well, it's not, I'm going to the room, I'm handing out my business cards, I'm going to have tons of business at the end of this one networking event. No,
Right.
like you have to invest in this. It's been a year of networking as much as I financially am able to do.
Yeah.
And it has paid off because the people that you meet, and you never know who might refer you to who, what
Right.
person you're going to meet in the room.
Right.
It's been really, really amazing. And I think the dividends of showing up consistently in that way have really been showing up in
Yeah.
the business now.
So when it comes to networking, sometimes people think, I have to go to the town hall meeting and it's going to just be a bunch of men in business suits and it's going to be boring and I'm not going to meet any of my ideal clients.
So
like,
true.
how do I network? Like, what does that even look like? Like, what are ways that you network? Like, maybe even some specific things that you've done or things
Yeah.
that feel like it's aligned with your ideal client. Like, let's say there's someone listening that's like, I also want to work with like cool female entrepreneurs, people that Victoria works with. Like, where do those people hang out? Where are those networking things?
All of your ideal clients, if you're wanting to work with women in business, are also looking for these networking events. And I feel like they have elevated. It's no longer the boring business men in suits. It's
Yes.
now like
Pilates in the backyard with wine.
literally,
Literally,
like,
yeah.
These are fun, curated events. A lot of them have swag bags. Like you're there, it's a vibe. You want to capture all that content too because it's like genuinely like a curated experience. But the women there are so fun, and everyone in the room is wanting to meet more people.
Yeah.
So I think showing up authentically to how you are in the everyday. I'm a very colorful person. So, I
it.
always show up in all of my bright colors
love it.
Yes.
and bows and giant earrings, and that's just me. But find the communities that are out there for your ideal client. There are so many communities growing. I think it's a booming industry.
Yeah.
And just go to as many of them as you can. But when you get into these communities, you realize there's so many events, and there's other people attending these events that have their own communities, and just, you know, keep trying. There might be some that you try that you're like, this is not really me. These are not really my people. I've been there. I've done those, but I mean, they're still super fun.
Yeah.
So the worst case scenario, you go and you have a fun time.
Yeah.
And your people aren't there. That's
Yeah.
fine. But
How do you show up at a networking event? Like, for you to get the most out of it, or for your advice for someone who's maybe
Yeah.
like, okay, I just like invested some money, I bought a ticket, like I'm going, but how do I not just like meet some people and then leave, right? Like, what are things that you would advise someone to do? Like, should they bring anything? Should they offer anything specific to the people attending? Anything like that?
I mean, I'm an extrovert to the nth degree, so my answer might not work for the everyday introvert. But for the other extroverts out there, I don't bring anything with me. I don't bring business cards. If someone asks like, oh, do you have a business card? No, I don't, but you know what? Let's connect on socials.
Yeah.
And then right away, and then I've got their social information, and I can hit them up in the DMs the moment I get home. Like, hey, it
Yeah.
was so great to meet you. That follow-up is huge.
Right.
And it's building those relationships. And then I honestly also recommend going alone. If you go with a friend, you're going to stand
I like that.
in the corner
Yeah.
with your friend that you already know.
I like that.
Right? Go.
That's smart.
It's really scary, but go alone and force yourself to introduce yourself to someone. Or even
Yeah.
if it's not necessarily a friend, but like a loose acquaintance that you know that's there, just like so that there's one friendly face. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's fine, I feel like. But going alone or going with a friend, you're gonna just talk to your friend the whole night.
That's a good tip. Go alone to the networking event.
Go
Yeah.
alone.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
So, Victoria, you are selling photo and clip packages to personal brands, specifically in the female space.
Yep.
You said your signature package is $27.50.
Yep.
Was it always $27.50?
No, it was
Talk
not.
to us about like what does it looked like to raise your prices, because that's not
Yeah.
cheap.
No.
So that's not
Right.
cheap, and
Yeah.
that's a specific type of clientele that's going to be seeing that as I'm going to get a good ROI on that. I'm sure you would say publicly, yeah, a lot of there's this is not going to work for a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
it's a specific clientele, right?
Absolutely.
And that's actually a good thing that you are.
Yeah.
You're solving a problem for the right type of person. The right type of person sees it to be very valuable. But talk to us about what does it look like to build value into a space where a lot of people might go, well, it's just like a photo session. Like, why shouldn't it be $200 or $300? Speak to the person that wants to be doing what you're doing. Why is what you're doing so much more valuable and worthy of $27.50
Yeah.
for a shoot rather than just being like a $300 shoot?
It's the strategy. It's all of the strategy that goes in beforehand, not just show up with your camera, take a couple pics. Everybody makes a mood board on Pinterest. Like, it's actually getting to the root of what is their business, where is their business going, what are their aspirations, and helping them capture that future version of their business and bringing it into the now.
That's a great way of putting
So
it.
I would say that would be the biggest thing, is get really strategic, figure out what their next quarter, their next year, what their vision board for themselves is,
Yeah.
and help them create the content to get them there faster.
That's super
I love
cool.
that. That's
really
so good. So
Thank
you
you.
are so much more than just, hey, we booked the studio. I'll see you at 3:00. It's going to be fun. It is like, no.
Yes.
What studio should be booked based on where you're trying to go?
100%.
What are we shooting in the studio based
What
on where you're
props
trying to
do we
go?
need?
What props do we need? Yeah. What shots specifically are we looking for? Where are you using this on your site? Don't just tell me your
Exactly.
website. Where exactly
on
on the
your
site?
site?
Because
Yeah.
I want to know what
Exactly.
format we're shooting in, sizes.
Right.
Yeah, so good. I love that. So you're so much more of a content strategist
Yes.
than you are just a photographer.
100%.
And
Yeah.
would you say that is the key to someone hitting 10K months, is learning how to become more than just someone who clicks the buttons?
100%. I do think so. I think there's amazing photographers out there that are charging $500. But are those photos actually giving the client an ROI? Are they helping them step in confidently into that next version of themselves that they're wanting to get to?
Yeah.
They're coming to you because they have a marketing need, not because they have a photo need.
Right. That's so
love
good.
that.
I remember we have a friend named Brody, and he used to sell. I'm trying to remember. Do you remember how
It was
much?
like
he
$5,000.
It was like $5,000, and he would just give them the raws. He wouldn't even edit. He was like, "I do $5,000 for just the raws."
Yeah.
And he goes, "But
you get flown to
but
like
the
Florence
reason,
and like fly out there and just like, oh yeah.
yeah, but
get
it's
paid
the same
and
as you."
just-
He said
yeah.
the reason I'm able to do this is because all of my value is in the front end. It's
Yeah.
all the value in the strategizing,
Yeah.
in the sitting down,
Yeah.
content planning, like everything, and it is so valuable. Like
Yeah.
so valuable.
Brody would sit down with clients and go through their whole funnel. So show me your whole funnel
Yeah.
and let's diagnose where all the holes are that content
Yeah.
needs to be filling
Yeah.
or where you need better content. And we are going to actually develop all of your content to be strategic around your funnel. And then he would go and do the shoot, and the shoot would be like 15% of the work, right? Because he was doing so
Absolutely.
much of the work on there, and he charged thousands of dollars for it. And this was back in, what year Brody would have been doing this? This was probably
gosh,
back in
yeah,
like
this is a long time ago.
2019, maybe like
Okay.
2018. So this is like,
Dang.
this is a long time ago to
Yeah.
be even doing $5,000 for like
Man,
a
we can
personal
learn
brand
from
photo shoot. So
Brody.
he's an OG.
But
in
we're
the
learning
space,
from
yeah.
you of it's the strategy. They're
Yeah.
not paying for photos.
No.
They're paying
Yeah.
for this strategy that you're creating
Absolutely.
a space for, which
Yeah.
is really cool. And I
Yeah.
mean, even we literally walk in because Victoria literally just finished a shoot in
Yeah.
this exact spot, and I was like, "Oh, where are you shooting?" And she's like, "Oh, I've got this woman who owns this business, and she's wanting to actually turn the business into this thing, and so we did this photo shoot for her to be able to communicate this to her clients." And I'm like, the strategy, boom,
amazing.
it's right
Yeah.
there. So
It's amazing.
kudos to you. It's really inspiring.
What are a few questions that you ask in the pre-production strategy phase of
Yeah.
working with a client? Like for someone who's going, okay, this sounds amazing. I want to be like Victoria and get way better at the strategy side.
Yep.
What's a question or two that somebody could ask at a coffee shop or on a Zoom call in these like preliminary meetings with a client to really figure out how to dial in and kill the content shoot?
Yeah.
It's a
I
go-to
mean,
question.
Definitely, like, where do you see your business a year from now, 5 years from now?
That's great.
That would be like a huge one because it really gives you the picture of not where they are, but where they're wanting to go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good.
So that would be one of like the main like questions that I think you would really like hammer in. And then what marketing campaigns do you have coming up? Is there
Yeah.
any specific messages that you're trying, or products or services you're trying to push over the next quarter?
That's great.
What are those?
Yeah, like what's the use for the content rather than it just looking
Exactly.
beautiful or it even being like, oh, we're gonna help get you here. It's like, what's the use case? Like,
100%. I
Yeah.
say that all the time to my clients. Like, pretty photos, that should be a given. It's
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
do we apply the strategy now?
that's awesome. That's
I
so
love that.
good. It's so much deeper than just beautiful photos and things like that,
Absolutely.
which is so much value. How do you see the role of socials for yourself? Like, as someone who's
Yeah.
strategizing for other people, how do you find? Do you find time for it? Is it something that you've seen a lot of results from?
Yeah.
If so, what's the strategy for your own socials?
So the strategy for my own socials is an extension of my networking. So it is the place where, again, I don't bring those business cards, so I'm connecting with them on socials so that I have an easy avenue to continue talking with them, continue 10-centing them, continue like just showing up, interacting on their stuff, and then they also get to then see my things. And I really lean into that FOMO content, like bringing in my partner that's coming in to do all of the behind the scenes of me and putting together reels from every single shoot I do.
That's awesome.
To build the hype because
Yeah.
it is a really fun experience, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
So really showcasing that, and one of the really cool things that's happened is that it starts to inspire others to
Yeah.
take the action for themselves, and they see others having this success and having these fun moments of getting photos that are beautiful and strategic and in a really high vibe way. They're like,
Yeah.
I want this too.
Yeah. That's so smart because I would
great.
assume one of your objections, whether it's said or whether it's unsaid, is it's just going to be me and somebody I don't really know well in a room
Yeah.
together. This is a big
Right.
studio. It's just
Yeah.
like you and the client.
Yes.
That might be very uncomfortable for someone who doesn't know what that experience is going to look like,
Yeah.
feel like, maybe even sound like.
Right.
Exactly.
So you using Reels content to just be like, this is what the shoots look like. This is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
this is what an experience of like a high vibe, really fun female entrepreneur photo shoot looks like.
Yeah.
It's brilliant because it
Yeah.
allows people that might have some of those reservations or objections to, am I going to feel awkward? Am I just going to get there and want to leave? Like it can handle all that stuff, which is amazing.
It does. They know they're at ease. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, that looks fun. That's not going to be uncomfortable. That
Yeah.
is going
Right.
to be, I know I will get the pretty photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about Femme Focus. So
Yeah.
how many of them have you run? What are they? And
Okay.
has it been advantageous enough for your business where you would advise other people in your shoes to do it as well?
So I ran one. It went really well. I loved it. I made some really great connections from it. It is not a money maker.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
As often events aren't.
Yeah.
But it is a great community builder.
Yep.
And a lot of those clients that worked with me on the event have now booked larger packages.
That's awesome.
So I think it's thinking about the lifetime value of
Yeah.
the client. Sometimes it's a good little taster of
Yeah.
what it's like to work with me if they're not ready to dive all in, or they're newer in business and don't have the budget for that $2,750.
Yeah.
So that's really great. I do have plans for a holiday edition.
Ooh,
Coming up end of
okay.
October, beginning of November. And
I like it. Cool.
Yeah, so rather than hosting holiday minis, it's going to be more of we're sort of rebranding Femme Focus to be more of a content mastermind.
Cool.
Where, you come in, there's some education on personal branding and
Nice.
content.
Have you talked about this publicly yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
This
you're
is like-
getting the
This
tea.
is
You're
cool.
getting
This is
the
the
tea.
tea.
You're getting
Okay,
the
give
I
us
know. I
all
was
the
watching you talk
details.
about this, and I'm like, I feel like she's spilling it right now. This
I
is
am.
the tea.
I
This is
am.
cool.
like it.
I am spilling it. It's actually like we are in the process of like getting the website up and like
Cool.
Incredible.
going for it. Yeah, so that'll be launching shortly.
That's
love
so
that.
cool.
That's
Okay, so
awesome.
talk about the process of that, like the why of shifting
Why
away
is
from
the shift?
because the way you structured it before was
Yeah.
that you would have how many women?
So 10 women
10 women.
in the room
In
all
the
at the same
room.
time. It's
Yeah.
a 4-hour event. Everyone's walking away with, 25 images that they love and can use and are super versatile.
Yeah.
A little less strategy front end, like
Right.
it's more just questionnaire and like getting to know like
Yes.
the vibe of their business versus
Right.
like getting into the nitty gritties and hyping each other up. That will all still be present in this version.
Yeah.
But I think elevating it a little bit to be more of a strategic stepping stone for how to use your photos in a marketing sense.
Love
and start
that.
teaching them to think about their upcoming campaigns and creating content for that. And the holidays is
Incredible.
a great time to do that. It's
Yeah.
such a saturated time of marketing, and
Yeah.
I want to make sure that, the brands are investing in that season as well. But
Yeah.
also it's a great way to have a sort of like a micro shoot that also has content.
Yeah.
And you're walking away with tools to market your business over the holidays, which hopefully will make you think, hey, how do I market my business like this when it's
All
not the
year round.
holidays, all year round? Let's
Yeah.
get strategic for that.
Yeah.
It's so
I
smart
love
you're doing that because
yeah.
you're
Event funnels are so cool.
again, you're selling the strategy. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the beautiful
Exactly.
photos, right? And
Exactly.
you being able to do some education on that with your clients is incredible. So
Thank
I
you.
love that idea.
Thank you.
So cool. Talk about, you mentioned it earlier, lifetime value of a customer. That's
Yeah.
a term that a lot of creatives don't talk about.
No.
Talk about lifetime value of a customer. What is it? And what does that look like in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So lifetime value is how much that client is worth to you over the lifetime of them working with you. So what that looks like for my business right now versus where it hopefully will be soon is a little bit different. So most of my clients are a once a year type client. As my business grows, I'm hoping that I start landing some that are more of a quarterly situation, especially with my new offer of having that done for you content.
Yeah.
Where they're utilizing everything from their shoot. All right, what's the next quarter look like? Let's get strategic on that as well.
Yeah.
Love it.
Super cool.
Lifetime value is so important.
So
Yeah.
so
And
important.
I love that you're thinking about your business long term from the lifetime value perspective, and you're thinking, okay, let me really think through like what my funnel is. You're talking about an event funnel, running events, right? Like it's so smart. And it's brilliant because increasing, guys, the easiest way to often increase the business size is by increasing your lifetime value of a customer.
100%.
Yeah.
Getting new
not
customers
always getting new
is
customers.
always harder than keeping the customers you already have and
It's-
increasing the lifetime value of that customer.
Yeah.
So you're saying, Victoria, your role in doing that is going to be trying to get a lot of your clients from an annual basis to a quarterly basis, which means if you didn't get a single new client next year and you got half your clients, just half of them to go to quarterly, you'd still double the size of your business,
Correct.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds like an awesome plan to go after versus trying to double the size of your business by doubling your clientele, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
Brilliant,
one of the
yeah.
things that I've really been trying to lean into in this new season is not just like, how do I get new clients, but I've built such great relationships with each of my clients. Why would I let it just die after the shoot?
Yeah.
Right.
They still have marketing needs and I still have a solution to that.
Yeah.
So let's
Keep it
build this
going.
relationship, build the vibes, and genuinely the clients that do come back, they get better photos than their first round every time because we now know each other even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
They feel more comfortable with the
More
process.
comfortable in
I
front of the
also
camera.
understand their business better, so I can get even more strategic. So
Yeah.
really, it's a win all around.
Well, and
So
you also
cool.
get like really good feedback from the first round on, okay, what photos really performed well?
Yes.
Why?
Exactly.
And where has your business grown to, and where else do we need to shoot images for, right?
Exactly.
Which is
Where are
really
the
cool.
holes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where are the holes?
That's really
I love
cool.
Victoria, I love how like problem solving you are.
I
You're
know.
so focused on like, how do I solve problems for my clients? I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is like the thing about
I know.
running a successful
I
business.
know.
So I'm
It's so
glad.
cool. It's so cool to watch you just like in your zone, doing the things that you're literally zone of genius around. And it's like such a perfect fit. And it's going so well. What was a time where it wasn't going well? What was a time that was like discouraging, where you kind of felt like, did you ever have a moment where you're like, I'm going to quit it all? Like, I'm just not doing this anymore.
Honestly, earlier this year.
See, I love
yeah.
this. Okay, talk to us about that.
I had a $0 month earlier this year. So like total flip on the head.
Yeah.
I'd been having like really good success with like the months prior. Things were going really, really well.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was crickets. It was nobody was wanting to do anything. And I was like, I'm clearly doing it wrong. I need to throw in the towel.
The freak out moment
The freak
happens.
out. Well, I mean, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, like what do you do with a $0 month? And
Absolutely.
I had clients that I was still delivering things for and had shoots in that month, so I wasn't like just sitting at home twiddling my thumbs. Thank goodness, but it was still like a very scary like
Absolutely.
moment. So that was February.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad.
How'd you
that-
hold on
Yeah.
to keep going?
How
What
did you
got
stay?
through?
How did you stay encouraged?
Jesus, if I'm being honest.
Great answer.
Great answer.
Like that's the only thing. It was really just going
Your
to God.
faith.
Yeah, going to God
Yeah.
and saying, "Hey, like, is this what you still have for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was going really well, but you've closed doors before. So what are you
Yeah.
doing now? Is this like a hard closed door all of a sudden? Because sure, just show me where I have to go then.
Mm-hmm.
But thank goodness it wasn't. It was just a learning curve and doing some things in my heart as well.
Yeah.
So what did you do differently, or what do you do differently now, or maybe it was just for a month? Like, what did that month of, oh shoot, is this whole thing falling apart?
Well, and I first want to
What did it
say,
make you-
yeah, before we do that, I first want to say, I thank you for sharing that
Yes.
because
Oh,
there
you're welcome.
are so many people, and we're a part of this club too. I think every person, if they're being honest, is a part of this club. Is things can be going so well, and you can be like, I'm feeling on cloud 9, it's awesome,
Yeah.
and then you have a random downturn. And it feels like everything's just going to be down from then on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a really scary feeling, especially when
is.
you're like, wait, everything's been good, but now it's just gone down. And so what do I do? And that's kind of a freak out moment.
Yeah.
It is a
But it's
freak out
very
moment.
normal.
Yeah,
It's
we
super normal.
had that the end of last year too, and we've
Yeah,
talked about this
yeah.
on the podcast. We've talked about this in the community.
Yeah.
Like we had like all this stuff lined up for like November and December. Put so many of our eggs in this basket,
Yeah.
and then this deal fell through.
all fell
we're like,
through.
no.
And then you're like,
and then you're
"What's
sitting there, and you're
happening?"
like, this is just like horrible, you know?
Yeah. So I
And
want to
then-
just normalize that for a second.
we can normalize it, but
Yeah.
what you do in those moments is so
Exactly.
important,
It's
right?
pivotal.
Because what we did in those moments was very crucial. We got back to the basics. We got back to everything we know to do.
Yep.
And we got back to getting in community, specifically like we need to just be so surrounded by people because
100%.
that is the only thing that's going to get us through the like turbulence of do I throw the towel in? Do I not?
Yeah.
Faith, totally. We're in the same boat as you.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
really, really putting a lot of our, this is the other thing too, to get really into the whole like the deeper side of this too, but
Yeah.
like learning like where are you really pulling your value from? Like
Yeah.
I heard somebody talk about this the other day. This was a couple months ago actually. Megan Fate. Megan was like a friend of ours. She was preaching and she was like she was talking about when people are like feeling really insecure about something, they go to God saying like, give me confidence. Like, well, I feel insecure about this. Can you help me feel confident? And her line was like, well, what if God's just sitting there going, I'm never going to give you security in that because you shouldn't be finding security in that. Like you shouldn't be finding security in what you look like or what's in your bank account or like all these other
relationship
things.
status or
it
whatever.
was so good. Anyways, Megan's a
Yeah.
legend. She's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a
but
mic drop moment.
yeah, I mean, it's like, what are you clinging to in those moments when it's like, this is not going how I thought it was going.
Yeah.
So what are you clinging to? And then the second part of that, and this is so important, what do you then do?
Right.
Right? Are you sitting down going, well, I'm just going to wait for this to turn around.
No.
I'm going to see
Yeah.
if it turns around. So my question
Yeah.
to you is,
What did you do?
what did you do?
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
you do in the month where you're like, this is shaky. This isn't what I thought this was going to be. What did you do to get out of it?
Yeah. I mean, I first cried. I think it's good to
Cried
have that
out. I love
emotional
it. Yeah.
release. I'm going to be honest.
Cried out.
We cried it out. There was definitely a lot of moments. My husband was so supportive and
Legend. Love it.
yeah, held me there, which was great. And then, added that faith component into it, cling to that, knowing that, God, like, I don't know what you're doing in this season. I don't know what you're trying to teach me, but there's something. And he did, and it was great. And it's funny that you brought up that story, but it really is like, where are you getting your value from, and why are you trusting in your own works instead of in what I can do?
Yeah.
It's not, you that's going to bring it to the table. But also at the same time, I believe that you should be working as if you know he's already going to be delivering it. And so I think that's a bit of faith. And so it's getting back into the communities, even when it's hard to see some of the other wins when you are feels like rock bottom. You're not rock
Right.
bottom, but it can
Right.
feel like rock bottom. So it's getting back into the communities, reminding yourself like, no, this is not they're having a great time and I'm not. It's they're doing it. I can do it. I've
Yeah.
done it in the past.
Yeah.
I spent some time reflecting on where I'd come from. So I think we can get so caught up in reaching that next milestone, reaching
Yes.
that goal,
Yeah.
that you're never satisfied in the moment.
Right.
And you also forget where you came from.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time really reflecting on how much my business had even grown to that
Yeah.
point, the numbers
So
that I
cool.
was
Ton.
seeing.
Lots
Yeah.
of growth.
So much growth and
Yeah.
so much to be truly grateful for that I think it was actually, in hindsight, a great season because it did force me to get back to the basics and to reevaluate my business of how do I start generating those a higher lifetime value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also how am I reaching my clients and how am I really building that relationship and
Yeah.
getting back to building the relationships because
Yeah.
that's
So good.
Right.
what it's about.
And
I
I
love
think
it.
I think when we look at low seasons and when we've been it seems to come also when we are going from a season where we've been doing really well. We tend to have these little like pit stop months where we're
Yeah.
just like, oh, well, everything just felt like it dried up. But
Yeah.
often it's because we're doing really well, so we spend all our time fulfilling rather than. And then all of a sudden, our lead generation dies off.
It
Our
does. It's
activity
true.
of interacting with new people dies off. And so sometimes we can actually, if we look backwards, we can see the little stepping stones that led to the month that we're in.
Exactly.
And it's always interesting to look back and just go, okay, what did I stop doing? What did I stop doing?
Yeah.
And okay, like the actions will produce results. So
what did I stop doing? How can I evaluate? And I love that you did that. You
Thank you.
you sat, you felt it, but then
did.
you also evaluated and said,
Yeah.
okay, what do I need to do?
Exactly.
And you took it
And
to community. I remember you
I know the
talking about it.
community
You
piece.
brought it to
Yep.
the Creative Rise community.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, like, I just need some support. Pump me up. And I remember people
Yep.
being like,
Yeah.
you got this, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool. And you now have come out of that, and you've now had your best months ever, right?
Ever.
Because you stuck with it.
Yeah.
You kept continuing, as Christy was saying, to do the things you knew were going to produce results.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing when that happens. That's what happened to us too.
Absolutely.
February was the
Yeah.
biggest month we've
No,
ever
that's
had
true.
in our entire
It
business.
literally was
Yet
right
December
before
was
the
like
biggest month.
the worst month.
And it was
you
the
know?
worst thing ever.
And so it's just funny how that works. It's
Yeah.
funny how consistency
Yeah.
and just staying encouraged is
Yes.
is so huge. So
That's really
this
big.
is amazing. Victoria, you were in round 10 of the
Yeah.
Creative Rise Mastermind. Why did you join?
Oh man, genuinely just felt like this was the next step to figure out how to be that problem solver that I now am.
Yeah.
I knew that there was a missing link. I knew that I was on the verge of something, but I didn't have the tools to quite make that leap. And the mastermind really helped me do that, helped me be more confident in my pricing, raise my pricing, and to really hone in on that problem solving that I was already scratching the surface on, but didn't have the full, oh my goodness, let's put our doctor's hat on.
Right.
And that's changed the game.
Yeah.
I love that.
What were some of your favorite like elements of the mastermind? I know it was a little while ago now that we've
Yeah.
been in it, but do you remember, like, obviously you've got community, all that kind of stuff, but what were some of the most helpful things for you?
Oh man. Okay. Well, obviously the doctor hat thing was just huge. I mean, we have to talk about the community. I know you said like obviously the community,
Yeah.
but like the community is
Yeah.
huge. Seeing everybody going through it at the pace you're going through it.
Yes.
Because it is like an intense pace, especially if you're trying to work at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's so good because you're taking action. I think that also taught me that you really do give yourself the amount of time that you give yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really valuable to learn. Yeah, I think those would be
That's
my
awesome.
like three
Yeah,
big.
I love it.
That's
What's
great.
what's the ROI been for you generally on your business? You invested just about 3,000 US.
Yeah.
What's the, if you had to explain what the ROI has been like?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to like quantify it necessarily, but I mean, my largest package at the time of starting the mastermind was $1,100. Majority of my clients were booking a $700 package, and now my smallest package is $1,250.
Wow.
Awesome.
So
That's incredible.
My smallest package is where my highest package was, which was
Yeah.
like a dream if
Yeah.
someone booked that. And now it's almost like a given they're gonna book actually my much bigger package.
Yeah.
So I
That's so
guess
cool.
like
Which is so
almost
cool.
3 times.
Like 3x the size of the
3x
business.
the
Yeah.
si- yeah.
Your pricing
Wow.
changes by 3x.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is amazing.
You have been someone who does the work, which is like the best thing a business owner can do is they take what they learn and actually do it. And that is you. And you're
Yeah.
also an incredible part of the community. Like
thank you.
You're just so supportive of other people and always are cheering people on, and you're just really incredible at what you do. Like you literally feel like you're
We're
built
so
to do
proud
what
of you.
you do.
So
and
cool.
we're so proud of you. And we're so excited for your
Thank you,
first
guys.
official 10K month. It feels
Cash
like you've been there,
collected.
but
Cash collected.
cash collected,
Yes.
10K month, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
So proud of you. So where can
Thank
people
you.
find you?
Yes.
Where can they follow along, come see what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah, at Victoria May, MAE photo. That's my socials. Message me there. I'm always down to chat, answer any questions.
Amazing.
know.
Sweet.
I love it.
I love it.
And then when do you think that next Femme Focus event is going to be? What month?
It'll be the last week of October or like the
Okay.
second week of November.
Cool.
I'm trying to finalize dates with the studio because
Cool.
it is a full day buyout.
And if someone's wanting to go to that, how can they reach out to you about getting a ticket?
Yeah, I will be pushing that on my socials. There will be
Perfect.
all the FOMO.
Great.
You're going to see it. She's
DM
like, it's
You're
coming.
gonna see it. You will
DM
not miss it.
Victoria,
coming.
DM Victoria, I saw you on the podcast, and she will send you the link to be able to sign
Yeah.
up.
For sure. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then got socials. Why is it worth it? Why is it worth it to build your own creative business,
Yeah.
to
Wrap
go
up with
after
that.
it, to have low months, but also have high months? Why is the roller coaster worth it?
The freedom to create the life that you love. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's to create the life you love so you can give more, give bigger,
Love that.
and love on people.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I love it.
Awesome.
Give value.
Yeah.
So good.
Put some value out into
Well,
the
this
world.
has been
Victoria,
awesome,
you are
Victoria.
amazing.
Thank you.
So
Thank
proud of you.
you.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having
This
me.
was so awesome, guys.
And thanks for allowing Bogey to crash.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
I
Thanks
love
for
it.
being here,
That's
Victoria.
a wrap. Thank you, Victoria.
You're welcome.